Sir Desmond Sway.
Is our offer more generous than the other side?
Well, my honourable friend, I think is right to characterise it in that respect, particularly as regards mutual recognition of professional qualifications, but also in other areas, such as the voting rights that we would afford to EU citizens in the UK, which we would like to see reciprocated for UK citizens across the EU.
Wake up, listen to BBC Farming Today and do something decent for the people in this country.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the honourable gentleman makes his point with it also in his characteristic style. I'm happy to say to him that I think, if I recall correctly, my first interview in the course of the referendum campaign was for Farming Today, if I recall correctly, and I've always taken Farming Today very seriously, although, of course, no, I don't think it was. I'd have to go back and check for the honourable gentleman. But the point I'll make is I don't always rise in time to listen to Farming Today, but we have given the guarantees that we have. And I would just reiterate the point that we've made, that we expect these guarantees to last until 2022, a better guarantee than anywhere else in the EU.
It's pretty, not that early.
But even a no deal is not likely to be a complete blank slate. We've talked, and I talked to them about what's called a basic deal. So areas such as data and aviation and nuclear trade and a whole series of other areas where there's massive amounts to lose on both sides, I would expect there to be a deal on in any event. But we are looking in our contingency planning exercise at all options, including the one he's outlined, and we will have plans for that too.
Sir Fernandez.
Bass has been fished in the Solent for centuries, and today's exceptionally resilient fishermen are based in Warsash in my constituency. However, for decades they have seen their livelihoods and their freedoms eroded by EU regulations. Will the Minister explain and reassure the fishermen in Warsash about the opportunities they face once we leave the EU and take back control over our fisheries policy?
All right, well,
I've travelled during my duties. I've met a number of fishers who have been very keen to make sure that we take back control of our waters, and I can assure her that this government will be seeking a fairer share of quota as we take control of our fisheries policy.
I don't think the EFTA court is likely to be the one we land with, but when we go through the whole question of arbitration mechanisms, which we will need to have, we will of course look at all options.